Hi everyone, Dr. Rosa here, and today I'm going to be talking about stress, the different types of stress, and how to deal with it. So before we start, grab a pen and paper because I have 3 questions for you. So question number 1 is, what is stress? The second one is stress good or bad for you? And why do you think that? And then the third one is, in the last year, have you felt stress or have you experienced stress? And if you did, how did you feel? Okay, so feel free to pause this video, answer the questions, and then come back. Okay, so what is stress? Stress are the changes, the physical and mental changes our body creates to react to a change or a challenge. So our bodies are actually designed to feel stress. It's something normal. So because our body produces stress to help us stay motivated, also to help us stay alert when we are presented with a danger, so it keeps us going. But stress only becomes harmful to health when we are unable to switch off and we don't have any periods of relaxation and relief. That is when the stress response becomes harmful for us. So now I'm going to talk about the different types of stress. I'm going to be talking about 4. So the first one is physical stress. Physical stress is everything related to like trauma, poor posture, sitting down for long periods of time, not moving much, even exercise can trigger trauma as well. So the second one is chemical stress. This is all linked to like food, drinking alcohol, drugs, medication. All of that will trigger a chemical stress response in our body. Then the third one is emotional stress. So things that might cause us to be angry, produce sadness, grief, all those negative emotions, that will trigger stress response in us. And something you might not think of when you think about emotional stress is the TV or the news. Because unfortunately, in the day and age we live in, when we watch the news, we are constantly bombarded with bad news. So all of that is going to trigger a negative stress response on our bodies. So, and then the fourth one is environmental stress. So this is all related to where you are and where you live, because it's not the same to live in a place which is highly polluted to somewhere where you are more exposed to nature or sun as well. So again, the environment where you are in can be a stressor. Again, talking about environment, a good one will be work. So if you work in a really stressful environment, or if you're not comfortable where you work, that again will put you under stress mode. And the significance of these 4 stresses is that even though there are 4 different ones, our body reacts the exact same way to all of them, because it just puts your body onto parasympathetic mode. Okay, and to understand this better, we need to understand the nervous system. So let's talk about the nervous system. The nervous system is comprised by the brain and spinal cord, and through the nerves, that is how it's able to communicate, connect with organs, tissues, muscles, everything. So we can divide the nervous system in autonomic, and once we get to the autonomic nervous system, we're going to have 2 divisions. So parasympathetic, which we call rest and digest mode, which is like your relaxation mode. And then we got sympathetic, which is what we call your stress mode. Okay, so when we are stressed, your nervous system will trigger a sympathetic response. What that means is just it's going to get your heart beating faster, your breathing rate is going to go higher because you need to get more oxygen to your brain. It's going to take away blood from your trunk, and it's going to pump more brain to your extremities, so arms and legs. That is because it has its logic actually. Because say if we're presented with a lion in the room and you need it to stay alive, so you need more blood flowing into your legs and arms to be able to escape that lion, because you are avoiding a danger. So it might be quite bizarre why the brain will want to put more blood towards your limbs when you are emotionally distressed, but that is because the brain is unable to make a difference. It just perceives everything as the same. So that's where it's no good. Okay, so when we think about us as humans, because animals have a stress reaction, but they are able to switch off from it. So look at this example. So imagine there's a zebra, and it's drinking water, and then here comes a lion, and the lion obviously wants to eat the zebra. So the zebra's brain is going to quickly move on to sympathetic mode, so stress mode, to keep that zebra alive. So it's going to get it to run faster and forget about everything else. It just wants to keep that zebra alive. So that's perfect. So once the zebra is safe, it just carries on as normal. It just continues to drink its water. So that is good. That is what our bodies are actually designed to do, to perceive stress, react to it, and then switch off. But what happens is, a clear example for us humans, imagine you driving nicely and then someone cuts right in front of you. So even though the action was like 5 seconds and we can be angry for like a minute, we do carry on that anger for the rest of the day. So again, you're keeping your body in a stress mode for longer than it needed to be to. So that's where stress becomes harmful for us. Okay, so how do we take our bodies from stress mode to relax mode? And even when we experience stress, how do we switch off? How do we get back onto relax mode? So before that, we need to understand that our body does what it does based on the stimulus we're sending to it. So if you are carrying a lot of pain, or if you realize that it's taking you too long to heal, don't be so hard on your body. Think about what are the messages you feed back into your body for it to struggle to heal. So that's why I always say your body is acting based on the stimulus. So if you want to change your body, you need to change the stimulus you are sending to your body. How do we do that? So with exercise is great, keeps us nice, like in shape. It's a good stressor because obviously it gets our heart rate higher, breathing rate higher, we get more oxygen in the brain. But once we've done it, we feel good. Okay, we got all the good feel-good hormones pumping and being released, so that's good. Something else we can do is breathing. So I'm going to be doing a breathing exercise with you guys that you can do when stressed, so I'll do that later. But again, breathing through your nose and out through your mouth, again, it's a good way to deal with stress. We also need to be really mindful of what we eat. Good nutrition is really important, so we reduce those chemical stresses. So eat good food, homemade food, as much as you can. Spend time in nature, change your environment. So when we are in nature, we are able to get more fresh air, because the air outside, generally, and more if you are in the woods, is better quality than the air we breathe when inside. So get out more, get more sunlight. Well, I know in the UK it's a bit hard, but where possible, when it's sunny, let's get more vitamin D in, because again, that's going to help our body. Environment as well. So if your work is stressing you, well, don't get it from me. Maybe if you can, change it. Change environment, change work environment, have a conversation. How can we improve the work environment to be less toxic for us? How can I be less stressed when I'm at work? How can I build better connections with my colleagues? And how can I help my health improve? So again, let's think about work environment as well, but also we can also think about connections with friends and family. How can I have better quality, like quality time with my family or those I love the most? So again, that will help. And something else I like is meditation. Meditation is great, clears our minds, and again, it's a good way to switch off. And last but not least, chiropractic care. As I explained before, stress is basically linked to your nervous system. Your nervous system is what creates stress. And what do we work with as chiropractors? Your nervous system. So get adjusted every now and then, or as often as you can. All right. So those are my top tips for dealing with stress. Okay, so now I would like to run through box breathing with you guys. This is a great exercise for when you're stressed or you feel anxious. It just helps relax again and disconnect for a bit. So again, it's called box breathing. So what we do is imagine that there's a square box right in front of us. So we take a breath in through our nose, and then out through our mouth. So again, in through our nose, out through our mouth. So as you take a deep breath in through your nose, you just imagine yourself going up the square and slowly take that breath in for 5 to 8 seconds. So counting between 5 to 8. It depends on how good you are at holding your breath. So again, take a deep breath in through your nose and just imagine yourself going up that box. Okay. Once you reach the top of the box, hold that breath in, and now we're going to go across like this. And we're going to hold it between 5 to 8 seconds. Okay. So once you reach the other side, you're going to slowly take the breath out through your mouth and count between 5 to 8 seconds, and just imagine yourself going down that box. Good. And once you reach the bottom, just hold it in, relax, and then we're going to go back to starting point. So again, once you reach starting point, we're going to take a deep breath in through your nose, 5 to 8 seconds, and just go up. There we are. Good. Once you reach the top, same thing, hold that breath in between 5 to 8 seconds and just go across. Good. And now once we reach the other side, we're going to slowly take that breath out, count between 5 to 8 seconds, and just imagine yourself going down that box. And then once you reach that bottom, just hold it, and then we're going to go to starting point. So that is box breathing. I encourage you to do it every time you feel stressed or anxious, because it's going to relax you straight away. So it's a really good exercise to do. And now we're going to start with the second part of this video, because I feel like all I spoke about stress was about it being really, really negative. Let's talk about the positives about stress. So we know that stress is our body's way to keep us aware of danger, to keep us alive, and keep us motivated. So I have a study for you guys, and also I'm going to do an experiment so towards the end. So this first study I want to talk about is one done in the US. They had 30,000 people, and they asked them the question I asked you guys at the beginning. Well, two of the questions I actually asked you. So the first one was, have you experienced stress in the last year? Okay, and then they divided them in those that experienced loads of stress and those that had little to no stress. And then they asked them, do you think stress is good or bad for your health? And then had some that said that it's really bad for your health, and others that said it's not good or bad, it's good because it's necessary for our body. So they did follow these people for 8 years, and then after 8 years they look at the public records to see who died and who stayed alive as well. So I'm going to start with the bad news. 43% of those that were experiencing loads of stress died. Okay, but the good news here is that those that believed that stress was good did not die. Actually, they didn't have the same mortality rates as the other ones that believed stress was really bad and they were experiencing high amounts of stress. And also the other highlight of this is that compared to those that were experiencing less stress but believed that stress was bad, the ones that were experiencing a lot of stress but believed that it was good had an even lower mortality rate. So let me make it simple. Those that had little to no stress but believed it was bad died. There was a percentage that died more compared to those that did experience lots of stress but actually believed it was good. Okay. So again, what this tells us is what we believe about stress, so how we perceive stress impacts our health outcomes. So if this doesn't make you rethink all you thought about stress, I don't know what will, because it did change my perception of stress after reading that study. Okay, so now to understand how this happened, we're going to do this experiment, okay? So what I want you to do is to imagine yourself like in a work, okay? You are on the spot. You need to be doing what I'm asking you to do now in front of 30 colleagues. And what I want you to do is mentally count in sevens downwards from 996. So you want to go 996, 989, 982, like in sevens in your head, okay? So until you reach 0, okay? So please start now, start counting, okay? Go faster, faster. No, you're going too slow. You're going really slow. Oh my God, that guy made a mistake. We need to start again. Can you go faster, please? Oh my God. Okay. So, sorry. That was part of the experiment. Me shouting at you was part of the experiments. So sorry about that. How do you feel when I started to give you those unhelpful commands? I'm sure you could feel your heart rate increasing, breathing faster as well, and also your palms may have started sweating as well. So what do you think? So the way, what do you think about that? Do you think that was good, that your body did that, or that it was bad? Okay, so if you thought it was good because your heart rate breathing faster means your body was getting you ready for action, your breathing rate increasing means that your brain is getting more oxygen for you to be able to think and carry out the task I ask you to do, then you'll be part of those that believe that stress is not bad. It's just necessary for our body and it's good and we need it. So you'll be part of the cohort in the study that actually experience less mortality. If on the other side, me shouting at you and you getting those reactions made you think that, oh, that's so negative and so unhelpful, unfortunately, you'll be part of the ones that are experiencing high to little stress but believed it was bad. So from today, I encourage you to change your beliefs about stress, okay? So something else I wanted to touch on is that our brain releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is a neurohormone that allows us to be more empathetic, and it's really good for us to connect with other people, like to be more sociable. So when we talk about stress, we always think about adrenaline as the hormone that's being released, but not about oxytocin. And oxytocin is a positive hormone. So why does our brain release oxytocin? Why? So the reason why it does it, and oxytocin is a stress hormone, is because it's encouraging us to be more social. In what way? So it's encouraging us to reach out to people when we feel really stressed, to those we love, to friends, family, so we don't need to carry the burden of stress in our shoulders alone. Also, because we are more empathetic, we are more able to notice when someone is suffering from stress or more stress. So again, it's encouraging us to reach out to those that we feel that the stress and lend them a friendly hand, helpful hand. Okay, so again, just in conclusion, when our body is releasing oxytocin, it's just encouraging you to build connections, to understand that you don't need to deal with the stress by yourself, and you have someone, or hopefully you have someone that can support you. So reach out when you need to do so. Right? So that is all from me. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, and I hope you took something from this. And remember, box breathing anytime you're stressed or anxious. Alright, bye.